Devotional, standing firm. When the world shifts, a journey through Daniel. Key principle: God is always in control, and a life rooted in Him will stand strong no matter what changes around us. Imagine being taken from everything familiar, your home, your culture, your way of life, and placed into a world that pressures you to compromise at every turn. That's where the story of Daniel begins. And yet, right there, in the middle of uncertainty, Daniel makes a quiet but powerful decision. He settles in his heart that he will not defile himself. No spotlight, no applause, just a firm commitment to honor God. That's where everything starts. Because long before Daniel ever faced lions, or interpreted dreams, or stood before kings, he had already decided who he belonged to. And that's the invitation for us too. Life today may not look like ancient Babylon, but the pressure is familiar. Compromise a little. Stay quiet. Go along to get along. But Daniel reminds us that faithfulness isn't built in dramatic moments. It's built in daily choices. And those choices matter. We see it when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stand before a blazing furnace and refuse to bow. They don't know if God will deliver them, but they know they won't compromise. That kind of faith doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from knowing who God is. And when they're thrown into the fire, they are not alone. There's another in the fire with them. That's one of the most powerful truths in Daniel. God doesn't always keep us out of the fire, but He walks with us through it. The same is true in the lion's den. Daniel doesn't stop praying when it becomes illegal. He doesn't adjust his faith to fit the culture. He simply keeps doing what he's always done, seeking God. And God shuts the mouths of the lions. Again and again, we see this pattern. Faithfulness, followed by testing, followed by God's presence and power. But Daniel isn't just about personal faith. It's also about power, pride, and the rise and fall of kingdoms. Kings like Nebuchadnezzar and Belshazzar believed they were in control. They built, ruled, commanded, and conquered. But in a moment, everything changed. One lost his mind. Another lost his kingdom overnight. Why? Because they forgot something fundamental. The Most High rules in the kingdom of men. That truth cuts through every generation. No government, no leader, no system is ultimate. Authority may be given, but it is never absolute. God raises up, and He brings down. And then Daniel's story takes us even deeper. Behind the visible world of politics and power, there's an unseen spiritual reality. Daniel prays, and heaven responds immediately. But the answer is delayed because of a spiritual battle. That means something important for us. When you pray, something is happening, even if you can't see it. Heaven hears you. God is moving. And then the visions come. Beasts rise from the sea. Kingdoms clash. Rulers exalt themselves. Truth is cast down. It can feel overwhelming, like the world is spinning out of control. But then the scene shifts. The Ancient of Days takes his seat, and everything changes. Because above every kingdom, above every ruler, above every moment of chaos, God is still on the throne. And then we see one like the Son of Man coming with the clouds of heaven, receiving a kingdom that will never be destroyed. This is the center of it all. History is not random. It is moving toward a king and a kingdom that will never end. Daniel even points forward to the Messiah, who would come and be cut off, not for himself, but for others. A clear picture of Jesus Christ, who would bring forgiveness, restoration, and everlasting righteousness. And finally, Daniel is shown the end. There will be a time of trouble, but also a time of awakening. The dead will rise, some to everlasting life, others to judgment. And those who are wise, those who know God and lead others to Him, will shine like the stars forever. That's where this journey leads. Not to fear, but to clarity. So what does Daniel ask of us? It asks us to live with conviction in a compromising world, to pray even when it's difficult, to stand firm even when it costs us something, to walk humbly, knowing that everything we have comes from God. And most of all, it calls us to live with eternity in mind, because this life is not the end of the story. Daniel is told, "Go thy way till the end be." Just keep walking, keep trusting, Keep living faithfully. And that's the call for us today. Keep going. God is in control. God hears your prayers. God walks with you in the fire, and his kingdom is coming. So stand firm, because in a world that is constantly changing, the one who stands with God will stand forever.